G'day everyone, Raid Zero AU, and welcome back to an episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. And if you have a look at the top left there, we are now in Alpha 2. Yes, I know it's been out a few days now. I've had a few things going on, so I basically had a bit of trouble doing some recording. But we're now on Alpha 2.0.2. Which isn't a bad thing. They've done a few adjustments and bug fixing. But normally when we move, what I like to do with video series is when we move from one alpha to another, I like to start a new series, and I'm certainly doing that with this series as well. But the reason I've come in here, this is obviously the base from Alpha 1. Reason I've come in here is I just want to just have a look at some of the items that they put in before we go ahead and start afresh. So one of the main things, or it's a lot of main things, but one thing they've now done is with your repair and remove tool, you can now upgrade blocks from one to the other. So, I reckon I've got some blocks in one of these. Let's have a look. Steel blocks. There we go. We'll just put a steel block down. So, I'll just stick a steel block down there. Now, if I come up to this steel block, you'll see on the side there, it says upgrade. I need a hardened steel plate to upgrade this from steel to hardened steel. And basically the way you do that with your remove and repair tool is you go up to the block you want to update and hold down the shift key. So just hold down the shift key and it will tell you what's needed to upgrade it. And you'll see here even with concrete. So basically I can upgrade concrete to steel. Need 2 steel plates, and I'll get 1 cement, 1 purified water back. So effectively what it's doing is it's destroying that block and replacing it with a new one. So on this particular one, because I'm going from steel to hardened steel, that won't be the case. I won't get anything back from that because obviously the items used in the steel block are once again used in the hardened steel plate block. Something else they've added in is if you go into your inventory, there is now a marketplace here. This is, at the moment, this is more for multiplayer. So if you've got a lot of items that you don't need, or a lot of resources and things like that, you can put them up for sale. And to facilitate that, if I go into our constructor, under the components part, there is gold coins here. You need 1 gold ingot, and there's the gold ingot. You need 5 gold ore. At the moment I believe gold ore is only on lava planets, but you can also loot things like credit cards and also gold coins and things like that from some of the aliens and going through some of the bases. So as I said, that is more to do with multiplayer at this stage, but they have said that they'll be looking at NPC or non-player character trading in the future as well. So that's just the first area of it. If we go into, there's a few more starter items in here. So we've got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 bases in here. CV tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, all looking pretty cool. Hover vehicles, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So if you don't, SV, sorry, hover vehicle only tier 1, tier 2. If you can hear some noise in the background, it's probably the rain outside, so it's a pretty nasty day here today. SV Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. The Tier 3 one looks pretty sweet. I haven't built any of these myself, to be honest, so I couldn't tell you what they're like. But one of the big things, and it's something that we've been asking for a long time, well, very early on in pre-alpha, is the ability to have hangar doors. And here we go. We've now got hangar doors. And what they've done is, in the 2.02 update, the original hangar doors were, there was 3 variants of them. And I'll just stop that flickering around the place. There were only 3 variants of them, and all of them were an even number of blocks wide, which is great, except that from anyone who's played with any of the block building games will know that an even number of blocks can cause a problem when it comes to symmetry. You wanting really to build with an uneven number, with an odd number of blocks, so that you have that clearly defined center. So they've listened to that, and they've added three more variants in. Basically, now what happens is you build these things called hangar doors, and they work the same as other blocks. So if you right click, you then have these options. So we've got a 5x3, a 6x3, a 9x5, 10x5, 13x7, and a 14x7. So basically the 14x7, the 10x5, and the 6x3, they were the original ones, and then they've added in 3 more variants, which are the odd numbered ones, which is pretty awesome. So thought what we might do is just have a quick look at them. So that's the 5x3 one, so that would be perfect for like a garage for your hover vessels, depending of course obviously how tall your hover vessel is and how wide it is. Okay. And then we can, I'm only going to do the odd numbered ones, because to be honest they're all the same. It's just one's, you know, they're one's odd numbered across the width and one's not. So that's the medium size there. Once again, pretty cool. And then we have our large size, which would be great for an aircraft hangar and things like that on the side of a capital vessel or something like that. And it's very large, very large. So pretty cool. And you'll see here, you'll see what's happened here. I've got, I hadn't mentioned it, but you will have noticed it. I've got trees growing all over the place here. That's because of the changes to the playfields. There is a way of copying files all between the various saves and things like that to try and fix that, or you can go around and just destroy them all. But to be honest, that's really part of the reason why each time they do a major update, you know, we really want to be starting from scratch, or I like to start from scratch, so that we're experiencing exactly what they've done. And the other thing they've added in is they've added in some variants of doors. So once again, now you build door blocks, and if you right click before placing, you have 3 variants. You've got your automatic door 2, automatic door 3. So we'll maybe place these, just a few of these down. Automatic door 2 and automatic door 3. So as you can see, that's our normal. That's the door that we've had. It's got a little bit of a window in it. Then we've got just a plain door here with no window. And then we've got a full glass door here. So all pretty cool. All pretty cool. Variation is always good. Now the other thing they've added in is difficulty settings as well. So they're probably the main things they've added in. These are the main items they've added in, what we've just looked at. So I'm going to pause the video here, guys, and basically I will see you in a moment at the menu screen. Alright, welcome back. And here we are at the new game screen. And you'll see here that certainly looks a bit different than it has in the past, because we now have all these options on this side here. And these are the difficulty options that they've put in. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to change things up in this series. I'm going to go Alpha, I'll call it Alpha 2, just to separate it from the rest of them. Going to be old survival. Going to stick with the same seed, 347870, which is the same seed I used for the last series. I'd imagine things are going to be a little bit different because of what's over here, though. And to mix it up, we're going to start out on Omicron, which makes it a little bit more difficult than starting on Akua, mainly because you don't have any oxygen. There's no like the atmosphere is not breathable, so we're going to do that. The other thing we're going to do is basically, you'll see here we've got difficulty presets, and this all determines you've got what you receive in your escape pod, how much ore is in each deposit, how many deposits there are, how many drones there's going to be, what the attack's going to be like on your base, whether like how easy they are, how many NPCs are going to spawn in bases, what their difficulty is going to be, crafting speed, blueprint production speed. And I thought, just to not because I think I'm an expert at this, because I'm not, I can guarantee that, I thought it'd just be an interesting exercise. We're going to push all this to hard. And we're going to start on Omicron. And we're going to see just how hard they've made it on the hard settings. And this could go disastrous. This could be absolutely disastrous. I've no idea. I've not tried it. But it might be interesting to see how we go. Will it make an interesting series? No idea. But let's see. Alright, so we're all set to go. Let's start. Alright. Haven't discovered any deposits yet, but we are near some water, which is great. And we're kind of just in this little valley here, so Coming in. Okay. We go. Welcome to Omicron. Let's have a look, see what it gave us. Flashlight, pistol, drill, couple of biofuels, the constructor, emergency O2, 2 rations. Okay. Right, let's take all that. Alright, now I am thinking when I was coming in, I looked over here and it did look like we got an area here that we might be able to make use of. With that eggplant. Ooh, nice. Yeah, still a few graphical glitches around the place. But alright, so we need to place down our survival constructor. And we're going to place that on the edge here. So, okay. We're going to need the emergency O2. I want to make sure I've got my pistol out. Drill. And the chainsaw. Right, let's go down there. Emergency rations here. We've only got one of those, which is a bit of an issue. Or could be a bit of an issue. And survival constructor. Right. Flashlight. Okay. Survival constructor. Let's place that down. Go there. Emergency O2 can go there. F. And we're going to place a fuel pack in there. So operational time 44 minutes. Right, and we'll start to get some oxygen. Go in here, and what do we have access to here? Not much. Alright. So, priorities. We need to find some ores. But the other thing we need is we're going to need biofuel as well. And it doesn't look like what happens if I use that? Does that give me anything? No. Don't want to use too much biofuel. Got any seaweed in here? Alright. Alright, so now we need to be finding some ore deposits. Now, remembering that ore deposits are add crafting materials, add fuel pack templates, start production. They, I think with these starting the starting quests that they put in, they haven't updated those for the difficulty settings. So I'd love to be able to put craft. What the hell is that? Remembering that I've got to remember that a lot of the these things are not going to be friendly, most of them. So that's okay. But we really need to find some. We'll grab that simply because I've not. I don't know what that's for, but we're going for oxygen. Not too bad. Not too bad. Eleon Plasma T6, that's good for health packs, the larger health packs. Alright, so not seeing a lot of anything. We do with those consumable. Alright, that's a bit of food, worth a bit of food, so aloe vera. Nice to find an ore deposit somewhere, but in particular promethium. We need a promethium deposit. Grab some of these for food. What is that? Egg. Okay. Right, there goes our timer, but keep going just for the moment. So these are alien plasma ZR1s. These are same as like the little mushrooms on a cure, and are used to make the basic med pack. Not too concerned about that at the moment. More concerned with, and seriously, that what we need is promethium, because if we don't find promethium, we're not going to be able to generate any oxygen. So as you can see, this is where we've landed here. Big plains out there. So I might head just over this way and have a look in here. Oxygen's getting a bit low, so we need to start heading back as well. Grab some of these on the way, we can eat those. Hint, place an oxygen generator in the water to produce oxygen bottles. Yeah, I would if I had one, but I don't have one. What are these things? Textured plant protein. Alright, so we've got a base over there. I don't know, in desperation do we head over to the base and start attacking it? Not quite sure, to be honest. Let's go back and just see how we're going with oxygen. Should be able to use the jetpack to get up here. Just got to let it recharge a bit each time. Be careful. Alright, so we know there's not much out that way. Alright, I can hear something around the place. Let's get our weapon out just in case. Want to come back and check our oxygen. Ow! Probably don't want to be doing that too much, but I think this gives us a bit of health back. Alright, how are we going with oxygen here? Alright, so we got 5. Alright, we'll put another one of those in. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll put them both in. There's no point not to at this point. Alright, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the video here. Basically, we'll continue on straight from here and in the next video and see what we can't locate. Hopefully we can find ourselves some Promethium, otherwise this playthrough might be very short. Alright, hope you've enjoyed what you've watched. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. I'm Raid0AU, signing out.